Yeah, I'm a bit of a tightrope walker. Yeah, that shit sucked.
That fucking level blows, dude.
No. Oh my god. So yeah, about the economic
I
decline.
don't even remember what the fuck we were talking about, bro.
We were talking about games in the modern era and thinking if like newer generations consider the things valuable that we did, or if we're just like short-sighted because we're old now. And as much as I've had consideration for like the latter of like, oh yeah, maybe I am just like outdated with the times. I mean, there's so many cases where newer generations will visit the things from like the time that we liked and like, oh my god, this is so great. So I'm just like, I know we're not wrong to like the things that we like, but I'm just more concerned of if we are to, how do I say, jaded to not like the things that are new. And maybe that's kind of part of what you're asking anyways, because of like, yeah, maybe the Mandalorian movie is valuable. What the fuck?
How am I supposed to
I guess you have to side jump it from like a 90. But it's a tough cookie to crack open. I don't know. It's like the Dragon Ball thing, right? Where it's like you watch Dragon Ball later in your life. You absorb some of it as a kid, but you never sat all the way through it.
Right.
And when you came back to it, you're like, oh my god, this is the most valuable thing ever. No anime will stack up to this for me, and I feel the exact same way.
But then you look at the younger generation, all they do is talk shit about an anime like that.
But
so
it's because
that's
they never watched it.
Or if they have, and they're just like, yeah, but this one's better, this one's better. I'm like, I disagree strongly, but I mean, maybe that's just my age.
I'm under the pretenses that they just didn't watch it. I genuinely think if you sat down to watch Dragon Ball Z all the way through and are still of that same mind, then I think you're just fucking retarded, actually. That you didn't actually absorb what you're watching and just watched it for the surface level show that you assumed it to be.
Yeah.
I think it's totally okay to find things in other anime that you think are more valuable than something that Dragon Ball offers. That's totally fair. Like, but yeah, from right there. Perfect. To think that, I don't know, like, I feel like you're just listening to too many people talk on the internet about what they actually think something like Dragon Ball Z is.
I think is a big issue of today. Is people don't want to like just form their own opinions.
They'll just go under the pretenses of what someone else is saying. It's like the Bible.
Yeah.
It's like you are under the interpretation of what you think God's word is from a book that is not his direct word.
Right.
And you are left to be nice. Holy shit. Be informed of the lessons of someone's perception of what God's lessons are. I'm not religious, by the way. Shout out.
No, but I think you're making a valid point. I think if you were to, let's just say for the context of the conversation, take the Bible and you read it and you're like, yeah, it's just not really what I align with, my beliefs. That's completely fair, as opposed to just listening to other people tell you about it and then you form your opinion based off that. I think that could be attached to pretty much anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe like there was no real need to bring like the Bible into things.
That's fine, but that's okay. I agree.
I don't know. I think it's just the most important that you just spend time to sit down. Like, I almost don't interact with what streamers have to say about games.
I think
really at all.
Yeah, but I think there's something different between hearing what other people say and go, huh, that's interesting. It makes me interested to form my own opinion.
Yes, absolutely.
That's different than just going like, yeah, I'm not playing it, or no, fuck that, because of so-and-so said it,
Yeah, Moist Critical was mad at this game, so therefore I'm mad at this game.
So now I can't have an opinion on it,
Yeah, not to fucking say anything about Moist Critical.
No, because it's not their fault, really.
Yeah,
it's not. It's people not able to form their own opinion. It's their fault. It's okay to disagree with people you like.
Yes.
That's the thing I think people need to learn. It's like, yeah, I respect somebody like a Moist Critical or Needle Drop when it comes to music, but I don't always agree with everything they say. Oftentimes I'll disagree with them.
The entirety of your opinion is not formed by one collective.
But unfortunately, there's just a whole generation of people that do not have an opinion of their own anymore. Or at least have the balls to stand by what they think,
I can understand if you're not in the position where you can form your own opinion of like like financial status. So like I kind of need to go under the opinion of someone else and base it off of that, because buying a game costs money, and money.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So like and I've been there. I'm kind of there, but like if there's a game that I'm interested in, no one is going to dissuade me from getting it no matter what they say.
Like okay, for example, like the Mouse PI game, right?
Yeah.
Like if you already had general interest in that game from
Absolutely.
how it looked and stuff, then yeah, if you feel like that's up your alley, then buy it. Don't let IGN tell you to fucking buy a game or don't buy it. Like
IGN is the biggest piece of dog shit. Like you should, if you're putting stock in your opinion based off of something IGN says, I worry about your future as a human.
Right.
IGN has fallen out of the good graces so hard, like it's actually a little upsetting.
And that just kind of goes, like, to go even deeper with that thought process, that's my biggest problem with the industry as a whole. Like, not video games, but just entertainment. Is like, who are you to tell me what I'm allowed to like and what I'm not allowed to like, and what's okay and what's not okay? I hate that, where it's like, why are we allowing celebrities and these famous people to tell us what we're supposed to think? Like, fuck you, this is my opinion. I don't care you don't agree with it.
Well,
Fuck.
and like with that too, like why would you trust a celebrity to like form your opinion on? Because they're so...
On anything, especially like anything. It's not even about entertainment, but form your opinion on politics or form your opinion on like the industry or what movies are good. It's like, who the fuck are you to tell anybody what they should be thinking about the world?
Yeah, celebrities are so far removed from like the common person that it's just like there's no way
fucking whore.
Like a celebrity will have the, not to say that's impossible, that like a celebrity.
I'm not saying they're not allowed to have their opinion. I'm just saying they shouldn't be the ones to tell me what mine should be.
Yeah, using their fame as a platform to...
Yeah, I just think that's fucking stupid.
Oh man, what's like the right phrase? To persuade others to think in the same way that they do, where it's just like...
right. Like, how much of a fucking egomaniac do you have to be to where it's like, if you don't fucking agree with me, then fuck you, I'm not talking to you, or I don't want to associate with you? Like,
yeah,
what the
it's
fuck?
like you're several tax brackets removed from where I would
So I know what's best.
Yes, where I would consider your opinion valuable.
Right.
If you came down 7 tax brackets, I might consider it, actually.
Right.
Well, like, I like when celebrities are just humans. Like, I think Henry Cavill is like one of the biggest examples of that, where he's just kind of a dude, and
that understands like what they are. You know, in the overall zeitgeist, they're like, okay, I'm not this thing, I'm not that thing, so who am I to speak on these topics? You know, they're like, I'm an actor in films. It's like, remember that, motherfucker. Like, Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck are you to tell me what to believe in, or you know, where my political standpoint should be, or anything like that, you know? Like,
when you get a moment of reprieve, can I steal Zen from you?
son of a fucking whore. Here. Well, that was a load of horse shit. I don't know if we should keep doing that.
It doesn't cost you a life to do, so...
Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
No. The bonus levels don't hurt your life total. It only increases.
I think we're starting to see a turn on shit like that, though, where people are just kind of done with being told what to believe and what not to believe, kind of shit, you know?
Okay, I mean, like, who else would you trust other than your previous experiences? Like, you might trust, like, a valuable family friend or something like that, but...
Right, but...
Yeah, like I said, it's just too far removed from, like, the everyday person.
Yeah, like, I don't...
Like, I love golf, but... If Bryson DeChambeau comes over to me and is like, oh yeah, these $10,000 wedges are the best thing I ever bought, it's like, you should definitely get them. Like, we are not playing the same game. Yeah, it's just you're not playing the same game as someone else. If I was a professional grade golfer and my livelihood was golfing, I would consider it, because it directly affects...
But what works for you might not work for them, or vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Like, DeChambeau... Like, the loft on his clubs are extremely strong, where it's like 2 clubs different, where his 9-iron has like the loft of a 7-iron.
But then you can take that thought process and apply it to celebrities too. It's like you're trying to give opinions as if you know what lives of people that work every day 9-to-5 jobs, and you're not on that level. You're just not. You don't understand what it is to be like the average American. Maybe some of them do. Maybe some of them came from nothing and then got famous later in life. But 9 times out of 10, I'm like, who are you to tell me from your fucking mansion?
Yeah.
You know, like what it is to be a citizen of this country and what it means to, you know, be part of the overall, like the system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like how, like, you can't put yourself on the same level as me and tell me what I need to be thinking. Like, I can't put myself on the same level as you. That's just not, we're on completely polar opposite ends of the spectrum here. You get what I mean?
I think
like,
this level sucked.
fucking topic, but
I don't know.
but either way, it's like, yeah, I just like, and I think ultimately it started because we were talking about video games and celebrity streamers telling you what to think on shit, which still applies to that too, you know? Like, who are you to fucking tell me what I should think and not think of a video game? Like, this game has too many themes that are bigoted and against certain ideas and cultures and stuff like that.
Oh man, like,
you get what I mean? It's like, sometimes, bro, the best pieces of art have to show you the ugly side so you can identify what is good and bad. How are you supposed to identify good and bad things if there's nothing in your entertainment to teach you what those bad things are?
What the fuck am I supposed to do?
I think you just ran out of your light or whatever. I think this is one of those levels. But, you know, it's like, okay, if we're too scared to show the ugly sides of humanity through our entertainment, then how the fuck are people supposed to identify it when it is in their reality? Low-key, am I spitting? Like, I feel like that's actually such a valid point. Like, and people are so, like, afraid to, you know, have the balls to bring up sensitive topics or to have characters say, you know, not politically correct things in the dialogue because it's not politically correct. But I'm like, isn't that kind of the point of the fucking story? Isn't that the point of the characters that they're writing in this? Yet you want to form an opinion that says, you can't be liking this because it has those things in it. You can't like this movie or this game because it has shit like that in it. And I'm so fucking on the other end of that. I'm like, that's bullshit. It's complete fucking bullshit. How are you supposed to teach people right from wrong if you don't show the wrong? Like, I feel like I couldn't have worded that any better. Like,
no, that's,
am I wrong in that? Like,
that's pretty on point. Like, because
nice.
No.
Oh fuck. Just wing it. Oh.
Fucking and I know you kind of like these guys too. Oh, are we just fucked?
No, you get that, and then it gives you light.
Okay. And
you just can't lose it. So if you get hit, you're gonna lose it.
So I know you kind of like these guys too, but over at Kinda Funny, I like the way they talk about movies, but anything outside of that, they have the most lukewarm, or not lukewarm, they have the hottest takes on politics, on gaming.
See, I completely
agree. They said Dragon
agree.
Age: The Veilguard was a good game.
No, see, and that, like, as much as I respect their opinion, and see, this goes back to further prove my point, is I still watch those guys too, even though I completely disagree with them on a lot of things politically, right? Or their view on what makes good entertainment or what's good storytelling, and just their, oh, you missed that. Just their overall view on shit like that, I completely disagree on. Do I still watch them because I respect their opinion on other things? 1000%. And I think that's the thing that we need to get back to.
Oh, shit.
We need to get back to being okay with people not being on the same spectrum of ideas as you.
Absolutely.
You know? But with that being said, when they bring up points like that in games and stuff like that, well, I didn't like this because it did this and this and this, or you like something purely because it aligns with your political views instead of, or it doesn't even have to be political views. It could be your views on the way you tell stories. Just because it aligns with that still doesn't make it a good video game, you know? And that's where I've been disagreeing with them a lot too, is that they're letting outside influence
dictate
an opinion on a fucking video game, you know? Or have this mindset of like, this is wrong, I think this is wrong, this is why you're a piece of shit if you don't think this way. It's that mindset, right? We're all in agreement that you're a piece of shit if you think this way, right? Like, and then they all go like, yeah, because
like
we're all sitting around the same
hive-minding.
table with like-minded people. But I don't like the thought process of, if you don't agree with me, you're a piece
wrong.
of shit.
Yeah, and you're an awful person.
And I think that actually makes you look more like a bigot than anything else. You know what I mean? I'm like, why can't people have different opinions than you?
Yeah, you're trying to form a collective.
And I'm not saying that there aren't specific things that I feel like are generalized as like, okay, this is bad.
Yeah,
right?
racism is bad.
Of course. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that sometimes you have to have something show something as terrible as that in order for you to know right from wrong. I stand by that 1000%. I know people won't agree with me on that, But I'm like, how do you expect people to know what that evil looks like if you're not showing them that? If they're not able to see what that looks like so they can identify it in the real world.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you kind of got fucked there. So, but I just think that's a big issue right now, is that people try to tell you what to think when you should be able to form your own opinions, you know?
Absolutely.
You can do that and still be a good person, right?
Yeah.
Like, why? Who are you to tell me I'm a bad person because I don't think the way that you do?
Because I love the KKK.
That's not what I'm saying at all. But
I know.
But you get what I mean. Like,
yeah, absolutely. You have to show the... Wow, I actually can't believe I made that.
there's something freeing about that too, I want to say. Because I used to be in that mindset where it's like, I listen to these people and they tell me how to think, and you're right, I am wrong if I don't think that way, kind of thing, right?
Definitely
I did
save.
think that at one point. But there's something freeing about just having your own opinion and being willing to stand on your own 2 feet with that opinion and not be afraid of people not agreeing with you.
Well, that also is
know?
like the jealousy I have for people that are well removed from the internet. Like, I'm somewhere in between where I kind of keep a tab on the general pulse of like information that's cycling, or you know, the general consensus of like, you know, whatever it may be. I keep some level of pulse.
Right.
But like you know, as I do, I'm gonna talk about fighting games. Invincible Versus is like the most pervasive game around right now, where it's either you love it or you hate it. And like, you know, it was many things for me that were like, oh yeah, I fuck with this, and then there was just as many things where like, this feels a little weird, or this doesn't feel as fleshed out. But you know, if you follow the hive mind of what people were saying about that game, it was collectively, this game is trash.
Right.
But there were many streamers that on their initial impressions like, this game isn't that good, but you know, they sat down with it for a little bit longer. I'm like, oh wait, I might have been wrong about Invincible Versus. Like, there's something here, and I kind of like a little bit of the energy that's going on. And you have to allow yourself to be wrong. You can't get so lost in the idea of one way of thinking where you can't dissuade yourself from considering the other. You have to allow yourself the capacity to reconsider your feelings on something. It's very much the same way where like with something like Halo. If I just went under my opinions of how I thought and felt about Halo from like 6, or the number that's 1 higher than 6 years ago, I would have just flat out been a hater. But I can recognize in some respects that I'm wrong and be like, oh no, there is strengths of this game, but there's just as many weaknesses of the game that, like, I feel like diehard fans of the game are kind of blinding themselves to.
Yeah.
That the formula can evolve into something greater and a stronger product. But if you're just under the mind of, I'm a diehard Halo fan and that's all there is to it, then you're not going to see the...
You're not open to criticism.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're not going to allow yourself the idea of ways the game can improve, or ways the story can develop or fail to develop, maybe. And I think it's interesting, like, to look back at some of the things that you were the most fond of, and then re-look at it with a critical lens of like, okay, was this game actually as good as I remember, or was it like just a product of the time, and the things that, like, it was great for the time, not saying that in relation to Halo, but just anything. Or, you know, was this a bad game? Was this as good as I always thought it was? Was this you know, could this still be culturally significant if it was made today? You have to allow yourself these moments of transparency with the things that you consume, because in a way, that way it will, how do I say it? Like, there's many things that can come from that. Like, I always tend to give my love towards like indie developers, because they'll take a formula that may already exist, or like try to cultivate a new take on an old formula or whatever it may be, and pitch it in a way that they want it. It's like, oh man, I love Dark Souls, but I'm really bad at those games. What if I made Dark Souls a side scroller? What if I made Dark Souls a platformer? What if I made Dark Souls like a traditional RPG, like, or whatever? Or what if I made a platformer RPG or something, like, you know? Then you get these creative little nuggets of games that you just edgewise wouldn't expect. Yeah. And it's so fast. Here, pause real quick.
No, but a point I actually want to clarify on too is that I think on the polar opposite of what we were just talking about, right, with people telling you what to think and stuff like that, I think there's a pushback on that, right? Now, with that pushback, you're seeing it like almost push to the opposite end of the spectrum where people are like, oh, if it has this thing in it, I'm not going to watch it anymore, or I'm not going to play it, right? Like if it shows any hint of, let's just say, wokeism for now, right?
Sure.
Because that's the big popular thing of like what a good amount of people will determine whether or not they're going to play something or watch something. You know, they'll see one female character in a movie or one black person in a movie, and then they'll immediately go, I'm not fucking watching this. And I don't stand for that either.
No,
because I think that's fucking bullshit.
It's just like you're
because it's this hive mind mentality, like you were just saying, where it's like if everyone says I'm not watching this, it's not cool to watch it because it's got these woke things in it. I'm like, well, you're not giving it a fair chance.
Yeah,
you're just listening to everyone else
exclusively off of what you presume the optics of something is.
What the fuck? But yeah, so I just want to say that I would be a hypocrite if I didn't think that same way on the other end of the spectrum too, and I do. Like, don't let people tell you what you think. Just fucking go into it. Like, I'm not saying you can't listen to other people's opinions. I'm just saying you can't assume something's going to be bad when, who knows, you might actually like something and you're like, huh, this game's actually overhated or something, and you end up loving it, but you didn't play it for years because you were like, oh, well, the internet told me it was going to be stupid, or the internet told me that I'm a piece of shit if I don't think this way.
And I'll allow myself to look like a little bit of a hypocrite here because, you know, in fairness, I haven't played Dragon Age the Veilguard. I didn't have any interest of it, and then there was so much negative press around it. But there is a chance that I could go in and like that game.
Same. Now, the thing with me is that I already knew I wouldn't like that game because I'm not a big fan of Dragon Age.
Sure.
Like, so I already kind of knew, like, if it was a franchise that I really liked, I'd probably give it a chance. For example, I knew I wasn't going to like Last of Us 2. Did I still play it all the way through and give it a chance? Yes, I did. You get what I mean? Like, I didn't, and my problems with that weren't even necessarily like what you would consider woke about the game. Did I not like those things? Sure. I thought they were a little overboard with them. But my biggest issue with that game was actually its storytelling. I thought the way it set up its story and the way they treated certain characters, I thought was a bad move. And it made me dislike the direction that they decided to go with for the story. Son of a fucking bitch. But no, I gave it a chance, right? Like, and the reason I gave it a chance is, son of a fucking bitch. The reason I gave it a chance is because I liked the first game. I knew I was probably going to have some sort of interest in playing the second one, right?
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, even something like Halo, like what we were just talking about, I'd heard that Halo 5 was fucking awful. That everyone hated Halo 5. I still gave it a chance. And I do not like that game.
And I do hate it.
I don't like it. But I gave it a chance. I formed my own opinion on it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, once again, that kind of falls into, like, you had the, how do I say, like, the capacity to give it a chance. Whereas, like, in the current standings for a lot of people, like, risking that, $50-$60 or whatever it may be is just less feasible for a lot of people, myself included. Like,
sure,
$50 hurts, $60, $70, it hurts. So taking a chance with that $70 on something that you might not like, I understand the other side too,
right? Where
it's like you have to take that much more consideration into the things that you buy, because I'm having to do the exact same shit as everybody else. I have to take that consideration because, like, I want the time I spend with these games to be valuable. I want nice. Oh, the life.
I know.
So I really want to pick up Invincible because I'm a fan of like fighting games in all shapes and nice, huge. I'm a fan of fighting games in all shapes and sizes, and I can pretty much have fun with any fighting game I pick up and play to, like, varying capacities. But if a game doesn't have staying power, if I don't think it's gonna last, like, I have to take that into consideration with every fighting game that I pick up, whereas in the previous...
You fucking bitch.
Where in the previous generation, I literally picked up every fighting game that came out. If it was a new fighting game, if it was an IP I didn't really mess with,
Right.
yeah, I was gonna pick it up. Where it's like now I have to like either wait for it to be on sale or wait for it to be a specific pay period. And even
Oh my God.
even if I wait for that specific pay period, like it's still like I could use this $50 on gas or food, or like maybe I really want to go out with Cody and either go downtown and go drinking and have like a nice night out, or go golfing or whatever it may be. I could use that $50 elsewhere, where it's like if I'm lukewarm on the idea of a game, it's going to disincentivize myself to buy that game that much more.
Right. Right.
And I feel like
that's a good place to stop.
yeah,
do you
after
think?
Crash dies real quick. But yeah, that's gonna do things for us. I hope you guys found this recording session enjoyable. I know I did. I always have a good time talking to this guy. And if you guys want to support us further, you guys can do so by checking out the rest of the channel. We have a bunch of playthroughs on the channel that are already pre-existing and completed that you guys can give a gander. They're all in playlists, this, that, and the third. If there is anything that you guys want to request for it to make a comeback, we already kind of have some things in the thought gears are turning on some of those older ones, but if there's anything that you guys want to see us play in particular, let us know. And if you guys want to support us further, you guys can check out our individual stuff. This guy is at CodeMeisterP or CodeMeister_P. He is very inclined musically. He has a Twitch, SoundCloud, and a TikTok that you guys can check out. Support the boy. He streams a little bit here and there. He wants to get back into streaming a little bit. And yeah, if you guys are into the idea of musical-based content, you guys can help out this guy.
And you can check out this guy at XG_Sen or G_Sen on YouTube and Twitch. He streams, does a lot of fighting game content like he was talking about earlier. And he also has a partner channel called Crouch Block where he does analysis videos on TV shows, movies, games, etc. So give that some love.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.